There are new rumours of an incoming WWE sale from former WWE official and referee Mike Chioda. Former WWE official and the guy who always does devil horns whenever there's a near fall in a wrestling match, Mike Chioda, has heard rumours that the WWE are planning to sell to Disney. Are these the exact same rumours that we've all heard for months with no evidence or basis in fact? Let's break it down so that you can decide. The idea that the WWE is planning to sell has been gaining strength over the past few weeks, largely due to an internet rumour mill getting very hyped over very small and circumstantial pieces of evidence. Nick Khan recently stated that the WWE was open for business, a stance which genuinely provided the company with a quite enjoyable boost to stock price simply from him mentioning it. He would later clarify that the WWE were not looking to actively sell, but by that point everyone's pockets in the company were a little bit heavier. I shouldn't make that motion again. But let's talk about Nick Khan for a moment, because the idea is that the existence of Nick Khan is evidence of an incoming sale. There is, as of right now, absolutely nothing to support this. A quick check on Bloomberg provides us with details of some previous employment for Nick Khan, and, to look at the information there, he's not a prolific seller. His time at the Creative Artists Agency, where there isn't actually a date from him finishing there, prepared him for his time in the WWE because it acts as a sports and creative agency that currently covers a variety of artists such as Zendaya, Arnold Schwarzenegger, David Beckham, Tom Cruise, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Ellen Pompeo. Even Dave Bautista is listed among their clients at some point. The man knows how to make money and who to make it for. Now, Khan doesn't necessarily represent everybody in the company, or at least he didn't, due to the time that he was there and his position in the television department solely, but very big names and very rich people were trusting him to make them bigger and richer. The concept seems to be that Nick Khan is releasing a boatload of talent with a mysterious agenda in mind to sell the company. While Nick Khan has undoubtedly trimmed a lot off the budget by firing some very talented people at a very difficult time, this doesn't automatically make it more attractive to buyers. Money is not the sole motivating factor in the purchase of a company. While it's undoubtedly the biggest, I've always considered money to be the universal motivator, public perception also plays a major role. Let's say Disney did want to buy the WWE. Would the sheer scale of vitriol aimed at the company on a daily basis, the level of hatred that they get, make them more likely to buy it or less? A lot of people actively hate the WWE, and the company email accounts are bombarded with hate mail on a daily basis. Vince McMahon himself has apparently received death threats in the past due to his vast unpopularity with certain groups of the public, and of course with some of the people that he works with at the very top of America. Has Nick Khan helped this perception? Not in the slightest. He could have gotten away with firing people if those people weren't popular. As we all know, as long as someone is unpopular, you can basically stab them 50 times in the middle of Times Square and everyone will just casually film them bleeding to death while applauding you as a hero. Unfortunately for Khan, some of the people he fired were actually popular with fans, and that's when this turned into a really big deal. Any potential buyer will be fully aware of the current position that the WWE is in. The Saudi Arabia deal is a weight of poison in the company blood. They're under constant pressure from a much more popular and faster growing company in AEW, and there is very little brand loyalty overall. Nick Khan's job is not to sell, but to try and turn that perception around and make wrestling a legitimized sport. He might be failing now, but this is just the first salvo in a battle that will take many years to complete. Will the WWE ever be sold? It's impossible to say. Vince McMahon doesn't want to sell. He loves this company. It is his greatest work, and let's be fair, one of only two things he's ever loved: WWE and Stephanie McMahon. Sit down, Shane, Daddy told you to jump off the cage, why are you even still alive? There's no suggestion coming out of the WWE that any potential buys have been approached. The WWE is not for sale at this time. That said, Money, as we know, can change everything. Bailey says Mike Chioda is just repeating rumours. A sale with Disney would be counter to a TV deal with Fox. WWE turned down a deal with ESPN, which is owned by Disney. Yes, it is, and that is a large part of it. Mike Chioda, from my opinion here, is just repeating rumours. Buzzy says if this sale does happen, then I guess WWE will truly be a Mickey Mouse company. Mickey Mouse company? Megan says I thought ESPN was Disney and Hearst. I do not know Hearst. I'm not familiar with that company myself. Omegatron says Tom Cruise. Horrible idea. Let's do it. KJ says let's say WWE did sell to Disney or anyone, who takes charge? Vince still? Don't know. Really don't know. If Vince sold, I doubt he'd want to be in charge. Megan says if there's any sign of Disney properties in WWE, let's say I wouldn't be mad if a certain Winter Soldier showed up. You'd never be mad about that, to be fair. Kay Starling says, do you think WWE focusing on untrained people instead of indie wrestlers will hurt them? Imagine what SmackDown and Raw would have been like this past decade talent-wise if they had no previously trained wrestlers on it. Would be a very bare-boned roster. There is no intention to have untrained wrestlers in WWE main roster. They will be training for years in the Performance Center before they even get to NXT, then on to Raw and SmackDown. Bailey says, I don't see Vince selling, but if Disney took a 20% stake, it positions them to buy more in the event that Vince retires or dies, and he's not planning to do either. Yeah, I feel sometimes that Vince McMahon will never die.